It's June already, which means it's time to update our daily stitching project. We are going to fill in all of May's temperatures, and we are going to actually, I'm so excited because here in upstate New York, we had some new temperatures, which means we get to update some new colors into our project. For those of you who are joining us and starting fresh, never fear, you can still join in this project. This is a really easy project. You can totally catch up. It doesn't take that long. We are just going to be filling in dashes for every day to correspond with the temperature. And the dashes are just little straight stitches that are really quick and easy. And then we fill in a coordinating floral to represent the colors from that month. And because I love florals and to make the project a little bit prettier, you can download your temperature color key as well as the template for this project right on my website. I have it as a free download. I will link it in the description below. I will also remind you that this is supposed to be fun and relaxing. And for anything like me, I tend to like to grab a cup of tea, a glass of water. And now that we're getting into warmer temperatures, I have been drinking, I discovered, I mean someone introduced me to this Liquid Death. I don't know if you've ever had it, but it's really good. And this looks like an intimidating drink, but it's just iced tea. It's really good. It's refreshing, it's light, it's a yummy drink. They are not a sponsor, although I will link my Amazon link in the description below if you want to give it a try. Either way, grab yourself a cup of tea, a glass of water, a fruit smoothie, whatever you are into, and let's relax, hang out, and let's go ahead and stitch up our project, filling in all of those May temperatures. I am again using my embroidery holder. I love this. I will link it in the description below. And if you've been following my other videos, you know I've been trying to get organized. So you can see back here. So these are the three colors that we're actually going to be using this month. These are our three colors. These are scraps from previous months. I'm going to see if I can use any of these. I haven't actually looked yet. It looks like this piece is usable for this month. These colors are going to be scraps, but I'm going to be adding them to my scrap collection. So if you've been following along with any of my videos, you know that I'm trying to organize all of my floss. So for any scraps that remain today, we are going to be using the jars. I picked out my like corally orangey jar, my lighter lavendery pink, and my darker pink jar. So these are our three colors. I figured these would be good jars to use with these colors if we need them. And at the end, I'll be sure to add these to my other jars as well. But for now, we're going to dive in, and I want to show you this month's temperatures. So this was the month of May. I was getting nervous at the beginning because I'm like, wow, we're going to have mostly the same color for the whole month. And then about halfway through the month, the temperature started shifting, which I'm not surprised for spring. And again, this is the average daily temperature. This is not the high or the low. It's the average from each day. In my area, your temperatures may look a little bit different. The highest temperature on here that I saw, I think, was 71. We're starting to get into the 70s. That must have been a really hot day, because if that was the average temperature, it meant that it was hotter than 71. Oh, 73. Look at me. I need more tea. 73 was the hottest temperature this month, and I think our low was in the 50s, so 52. We had a number of days around 52. Still a really great month, really comfortable. So we're going to be using these three colors to fill in our project. We are going to have 17 dark pink dashes, 5 mauve dashes, and 9 salmon colored dashes. Salmon's our new color this month. We get to actually start using this pretty color right here. It's like a reddy pinky kind of color. I think I don't know, it's just a really pretty color. It's number 3328 if you're following along. And I have all of these colors. If you want to use the same colors as me, they are located in my shop. I will also link those in the description below. But let's go ahead and we are going to start stitching. Okay, so we're going to start with our dark pink dashes. We have 17 of them, and they were scattered throughout the entire month. I think I'm going to try to start filling in this section here for the month of May. So I'm just going to kind of scatter them. Again, I don't worry too much about the stitches being perfectly, in the exact order that they came through the month, because this is a pretty random dashed pattern. I just want to make sure that I have the correct number. So I'm going to count out 17, and then we'll be good to go. Okay, that should be 17. Now, next color we're going to use is our mauvey pink. And I had a strand of the mauve pink left over from last time. And again, I'm using all 6 substrands with my strand. But we're going to go ahead and use that. And we need 5 of these. Okay. And they kind of landed at the beginning of the month. So we'll kind of try to keep them in like this area right here. Okay, so those are all 5 of our mauve pink strands. I wanted to show you again with this. I love this holder because I can just flip it upside down to anchor off to tie a knot on the back side, which is great. I don't have to like remove it from the holder or anything. This is awesome. So there's my little knot and I can just cut it off. And then when I'm ready to start stitching again, I can just go ahead and flip it back around. And again, I'm gonna link it in the description below if you wanna try it too. So the next color we're going to do is our new color. We're doing our salmon color. It's 3328, and we have 9 of those dashes. So I'm going to go ahead and thread that needle, and we will fill them in. Okay, so these 9 salmon dashes happened sort of toward the endish of the month. So we're going to go ahead and fill in these spaces. And again, we need 9 of them total. So let's fill them in. Those are our 9 salmon dashes. Next, we're going to fill in this rosette here with our little accent flower. We're going to use the same colors. We're going to use our mauve pink, our salmon, and our dark pink to fill it in. So we'll put our lightest pink on the inside, and then we'll start working our way out with the darker pink and then the salmon. I'm going to be using 3 strands of floss. So I'm going to split, we've been using 6 strands for our dashes. So I'm going to go ahead and split this into 3 strands. And then I think it just fills in. Okay, so when I'm in a rush, if you're in a rush, using 6 strands for a satin stitch will fill faster. But when we're kind of doing refined work like this, I like the look better. And I believe we did 3 strands on the last one as well. So if you're in a hurry to fill a space, 6 strands is good. But if you want your shape to look a little bit more refined, I'm going to recommend 3 strands. When you have petals too with a satin stitch, you don't have to come all the way down if you're trying to like race them to the center. You can kind of do like little half stitches to fill in some of those angles so that your thread doesn't get super bulky. I saw that somewhere and I really like that technique, and it helps kind of give your project, it's just easier than bringing them all down to the same spot. Oh, I need that one to go a little bit further out. There we go. And with these small ones, I'm taking guide stitches to kind of just make sure I'm keeping my angles the way that I want them, and then filling in between my guide stitches. So what is everyone doing now that it's spring? I mean, I've been loving getting outside. We've grilled, and there was a local event at the art gallery last night where they had hot dogs and hamburgers and they were grilling. I guess it's just, to me, I'm loving the sun here in New York. I feel like we only have so many months with sunshine, so I'm starting to really enjoy it. And these temperatures for me are perfect. 50s, 60s, 70s, that's like my happy place. It starts getting hotter than that and I get warm, which is okay. I'm not complaining. But yeah, I guess, especially this past month has just been absolutely lovely weather-wise. Are you getting out too? I mean, I'm excited for farmers market season. I'm excited for, I'd say beach season, but I don't have any like beaches here. I haven't been away or on vacation in quite literally years, probably pre-COVID. So my husband and I are thinking about booking a trip just somewhere, even just like for a couple days or a weekend, just to get out and enjoy life a little bit. If you have any recommendations on places we should check out, we are in the United States. Let us know. We're probably not going to leave the country. But if you have any day trips from the New York area, let me know. I am curious we're still kind of debating what we want to do, what we want to see, and where we want to go. So I'm totally open to ideas. Where are your favorite places to enjoy some sunshine or get inspired for your next project? I love taking trips and like taking lots of photos and getting inspired to make more art. Okay, so I thought this would be a good example. I've taken a few whole stitches. When I said earlier, you can take some half stitches for your satin stitch to fill in these petals if, you know, you're satin stitching kind of at an angle. And so you can see this previous stitch here went from the edge of the petal all the way to the center. This one I'm filling in between these two long stitches, and I'm just going part way down. I'm not going all the way to the base. So that's going to, you know, prevent some bulk happening at the base of my flower petal. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm not going to go all the way down. I'm just going to go and just do a partial stitch. So, okay, this flower is probably going to take a hot minute. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to play some music, and I'll show you some of the highlights so you can kind of see as it's going. Okay, we just finished the mauve pink, and next we're going to start adding in the dark pink. Okay, we've reached the point where we can make some decisions. So I have fully surrounded, you know, the mauve pink with the darker pink, but I do have some extra petals, and I don't know how much of this I really want to fill in with salmon, especially since dark pink was the prominent color for me. You can kind of adapt this to however many colors you have for your project. And because I have 3 colors this round, I almost need like, well, I don't know if I need it. We're going to see how I feel about the asymmetry once everything's filled in, but I might add another petal here. You would just use your Frixion pen to just add like a little C curve. Honestly, when I drew this round for the rosette, it's kind of oval anyway, so I'd probably round this off a little better, which would give room for another petal here. So I probably will fill that in, but let's see how it looks first. I'm going to start off by filling in this petal and this petal with dark pink, and then we'll surround the rest with the salmon. Okay, I filled in all of the dark pink. I'm going to start filling in the salmon around the edge, and I think I might add an extra petal like right here. Again, this is totally up to you and your project, depending on how many colors you're using. If you had only had 2 colors, this might have been perfectly fine, or if you had had 4, maybe you could kind of spread things differently. But for me, I think I'm going to want to have the salmon and have 1 more petal just right along the edge here. And I'll round off this rosette a little bit better because it's kind of egg-shaped right now, which is not going to work well. So I didn't trace it very well, so I'm going to go ahead and make that a little bit more of a rounder circle as well. And keep this pretty simple. And again, this doesn't have to be perfect if you're ever altering a design a bit. So this to me looks a little bit more round. We're just going to ignore this line here. It doesn't really matter because it's going to come away when I hit it with heat. And I'm just going to add in like a little semicircle. There, now I've got a little bit more balance. We're going to fill in a gap here. I think that's going to look really nice. So let's go ahead and fill that in with salmon satin stitches. Okay, our salmon section's done. I think that looks really nice. I might add 1 or 2 stitches here actually, just to the edges. There we go. Yeah, bring that right down. Yeah, okay, I think I like that. Perfect. Okay, we did it. Look, we added in our whole new section today. It's starting to change colors. We're getting into some of those warmer summery tones. I'm super happy with how this is coming out. Yay, we did it. We finished a whole other section. I love how this rosette is really starting to pop. This might be one of my favorite flowers so far. I mean, this leaf is definitely a contender, but in terms of flowers, I don't know. I just love those colors. I love that we're starting to get into some of the warmer tones. It's making me think of summer, and I'm here for it. And I love seeing, you can see even just like the touch of green to blue to pink, and we're starting to get into those like orangey reddish tones. I'm so excited to see where else this project flies. So thank you so much for joining me. Again, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. It'll help other viewers find content that they might also enjoy. And if you enjoyed following along, I appreciate it. I'll be here again next Sunday with another video. I love sharing videos on Sundays with you all. Sometimes I share vlogs, stitching tutorials, organizational videos. If there's anything in particular you want to see, let me know. And again, drop it in the comments below. Until next time, friends, happy stitching.